Real quick before I get into the video, for the three fucking people that are gonna watch this, if there's anything you want to hear me rant about, feel free to suggest it. It doesn't have to be about Ark or video games. I mean, it can be, but I'll rant about anything. But getting straight into the video, step one to building up on Ark is to not build a fucking stone base somewhere in the woods, slap Plant X on it, and then lose it fucking 24 hours later. I see so many small tribes try to do that. They try to like go through the tiers, like they'll build like a wood and then stone base, and they get like Plant X's up, and they build like on a cliff because they think like, oh, I can like funnel people up this cliff. It doesn't work that way. That's not how the metas work in Ark. It's like any video game. There's metas, and you kind of have to follow the metas if you want to win. So step one is if you don't have a high level character already, level 100, you need to push for that. You need to speed run that. So I would spawn in on island, look up where all the notes are, do a note run around, collect as many notes as you can. You'll get like level 70, 80-ish. And then from there, step two is with your tribe, however many you have, everybody goes and tames RGs. I don't care if you have 5 people or 25 people. Step two is you are taming fucking RGs. This is step one if you do have a level 100 character, but you're going to get as many RGs as you fucking can. You need as many RGs as people plus a couple extra. And that's because you're going to get arced. You're going to get RGs killed by stupid shit. People are going to show up and kill them, and without RGs, you can't fucking PvP. You can't do metal runs. You can't go around the map. You can't fucking pick up tames you want to tame, or dinos, I should say, that you want to make tames. All that shit, like, you'll have people just sitting around base doing nothing if people don't have flyers, especially RGs. Like, you can tame PTs and shit, but RGs are, like, multi-function, a lot more important. That's what I would focus right away. And if you don't have level 100 yet, you tame a fucking Thylo. Because you can take that Thylo and kill Titans. It's pretty simple. You just fly the Thylo up to the Titan, bite it, let the bleed effect go away, do that 19 times, and then you can hop off, shoot the Thylo, or not the Thylo, that would be bad, the Titan, and once the Titan dies, you'll get fucking level 100, or be right below level 100, and then you just repeat that process until you have level 100. And it should only take you, once you get it down, like 2-3 hours to get level 100, maybe even less. Like, you can speed run level 100 pretty quickly. And level 100 is very important, because then step 3 is to build a crafting station somewhere. A lot of people like try to build it out in an open, like on a cliff or something. I wouldn't do that. I would just hide a crafting station, maybe even hide it on a raft, because all I would do is just collect metal, silica pearls, charcoal for gunpowder, shit like that. Just worry about the mats. I would not make autos and shit, because those are just kind of pointless. Unless it's day one on a new server, autos aren't going to help you stop anyone. I would just speedrun heavies, and then what I would do with those heavies in the next step is just block off the spot you want. Don't worry about building the inside of your base, and I say inside because you have to build in a cave or rat hole. If you don't, you're going to get wiped. I know pillars look cool, outside bases are cooler, but it just doesn't work with the meta. You'll get speed ran so fast by even legit players, but then there's people that speed hack, so your base will just get ran. Your base is fucked if you build outside. So block off the spot you want. It'll probably be like a pearl cave. That's what I suggest for like a medium-sized tribe. If you guys want, I can make a video on how to build a pearl cave. I have some decent designs that work and are tested on real servers. I've built in pearl caves on official, on 6-man. They've lasted a while with my designs, and my brother is pretty good at building, so take a lot of his designs. But going back to what you should be doing, the next step is literally to do boss fights. That may sound crazy because you're like, oh, we gotta fucking tame a bunch of dinos now, gotta get a bunch of Rexes. Nah. You need to cheese the bosses. Good tribes will have tech like day 2. Day 2 they'll have tech. Some get it day 1, depending how many people they have. Because you just cheese the bosses. Nobody does the bosses legit until they have good dinos later on, and they don't have to like spend a bunch of time grinding out shotguns and gunpowder and dumb shit like that. So what you're going to do is tame frogs, go run the caves with the frogs, And I say with frogs so you can make a melee character, swing off the back, let the frog kind of tank, just shoot the Arthros. You can run Swamp Cave, and it'll get you Cementing Paste Chitin, and you can hit the drops there and get shotgun BPs and shit. And then what you're going to do is tame a fucking kangaroo, and you can cheese monkey with a kangaroo and a shotgun. Just look up how to do it on YouTube, and then turn around and practice it in single player. I don't know why people don't do this. Practice shit in single player. Practice cheesing the bosses after you look it up. Practice building bases. Build your base and then try to raid it. Just spawn in the shit and try to raid it. And you can see the holes in your own base pretty easily. But going back to the monkey, you beat monkey, get the gen, get the rep. You can start grinding that out. Put that in the base spot you want to build, of course. You're not going to put that out in the open and then build a new one and put it in the base spot you blocked off. But then right away you have to do dragon. Easy dragon works. You just want to get the TP. And you might be like, okay, but what if we get wiped in the middle of this? The most important thing is getting the engrams, because then restarting is so much easier. You skip all these steps, just tame the RGs and start grinding out your base. And I say you need TPs because without TPs, you're the easiest wipe. All you need to do is if somebody doesn't have TPs, is slap turrets outside their base, and then they're fucked. They can't go anywhere. You are actually fucked if you don't have TP and you build in a cave. And then if you build outside, you're just going to get ran. We actually did this to a tribe on ASA. At the start, we built outside. We were pretty big at this point, but a tribe built up. We let them build up, and they moved into hard underwater before they had tech, and then they started talking shit and acting like they thought they were big enough to compete, I guess. And all we did was put turrets outside of their fucking base, and they couldn't leave. They were fucked. There was nothing they could do. They would try to soak. We'd kill their soakers, refill the turrets, go back to grinding. There's nothing they could do. They couldn't leave. They couldn't, even if transfers were open at that point, what are you going to do? Transfer off? There's no AB. There's no extinction. So all you can do is go build on another server and then maybe transfer the loot back and forth. That's pointless. That's dumb. So without TPs, you can just get starved out of your base. And that's what happened. They talked shit for like a week, and then they despawned all their shit and gave up. And that was it. It was done. So you need to speed run to get that small TP engram. You can cheese dragon with a sword and some soups, a melee character. That's pretty hard. You can look it up and, like I said, test it in single player, try it, see if you're good enough to do that. Personally, I'm not. My tribe and myself took the easy route, which is you learn how to glitch out the dragon with a deer. Once again, YouTube it, practice it in single player. That is not that hard. And then everybody else sits on the back of stegos with shotguns, and you just shoot the dragon. You're going to need a lot of shotgun shells. It might take a minute, especially if you're a smaller tribe. But it's the easiest route to killing dragon. Trying to tame a bunch of Theres is going to take 10 times longer. You're going to fail a bunch. Nobody does dragon legit. They all cheese it. Even later on, when the tribes are big and have good dinos, they still just cheese dragon because dragon is so annoyingly hard to do. Cheesing it is like the only way to do it. It's one of the hardest bosses in the game. And then once you have TP, you're pretty much set. You have to put a bunch of small TPs around the map, of course, to stop yourself from getting locked in. But then from there, you just build up your base. A couple side notes, like extra tips. One, get into trading discords. I don't know why a lot of small tribes don't do this. You're not going to catch up on dino lines when there's 400-man tribes constantly breeding, just getting top stats. They got people that don't have jobs in their tribe that are just going to breed dinos all day. You're not going to catch up to them. Even if you're playing 6-man, those tribes aren't 6-man. Like I've talked about this before, 6-man tribes are 60 people account sharing, doing the same thing, breeding all day long, getting fucking crazy stats, sharing those crazy stats with each other, getting even crazier stats. You're not going to catch up. So just get into a trading discord and fucking trade for some good eggs. And then also, if you get built up, don't start talking shit to people on server. It makes no sense. I've let so many small tribes build up and they just start talking shit. I don't know if it's they get bored. If you're bored, don't shit where you eat. Go off server and try to raid people. I highly suggest going and trying to raid people in your own spot, because then you learn the flaws of your base spot and then you can make adjustments. If you try raiding a base and their design is just fucking hard to raid, you might be like, oh shit, we need to like change some shit. Or if they have a similar design and you run through it, you might be like, oh fuck, you know? So that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps. It's not like an exact step by step, and it's just fucking a PvP montage. I hope that kind of shows I have a lot of experience playing the game. I play this game a lot. I'm on a small break right now, but I'm sure I'll be playing again soon. And that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what I should do with my videos.